Talk about anybody that is on here has been unfriend from Facebook to forgive the person because guess what? God unfriend Satan and kicked him down here on earth. So you're now Satan. If you have been unfriend, that does not give you a right to post videos about a person because you can't talk about somebody and then use and watch their videos and use what they're preaching about. You're a hater, and you're jealous. So if I'm speaking about earrings and then someone says, don't watch Shalisha, because the earrings wasn't real, and pretty soon they keep putting posters up of everything I do. Well, they're jealous of me and they're haters, and you're a stalker, and that's against the law. So if you're going to be doing something for Christ, and the Bible talks about being blameful, there's scriptures about being blameful. You cannot come on here, and if someone does something to you, this is a constant thing that each video is basically slandering someone. If someone does something to you, you have a right to say something. But we're saying, okay, if it's 5 years from now and you're still loading up videos and this person is saving souls from hell, this person has changed my life and changing other people's lives. No one's going to have 50,000 views and God doesn't strike them down. So that's probably why I ended up praying for him. And I didn't know these people personally, but now that I have one that comment, and I'm not going to say no names right now because I'm not a hater. And then I went on another channel and the person was talking about, you know who you are, talking about Diva. And I saw the same person that commented on my channel was calling my teaching false prophet. So what they'll do eventually, they'll just start saying, whoever likes Tiario, they're gonna call you a false prophet. So when they heard my prayer, Shalisha prays for Tiario. They don't know they're slick demons. They don't even know that. So just because you're talking about God, if somebody unfriend you from Facebook because you was friends with someone they didn't like, that's the same thing with your family members. Your family members bring spouses around you that you may not like anymore, or you may see something that they don't see, and they don't like you because you don't like them. That happens all the time, and that happens with my friends in school. That's kiddie stuff. That's school stuff. I remember in school, I was friends with someone, and they brought things to school to make that person look bad. They brought kids soap, mouthwash to school to make the other person look bad. And because I was hanging around that person was my best friend. They stopped disliking me, and started, they didn't spread rumors. And the reason why they didn't, because I was a humorous person, and everybody liked me because I was not a stuff starter. So you yourself is not about being a false prophet. It's about you're childish, and that's why we're talking about different demons that make you childish. So now currently they are used by Satan, and that's what's going to happen on here. Whenever you're doing the will of God and whenever you're a servant of Christ, you will be falsely accused and you will be persecuted. So, we're talking about persecution. We're talking about being unfriend person. You can unfriend a person and say, okay, well, I tried to meet with that person and they didn't meet with me, and you kind of a little really weird. We have they call them bitch niggas in the ghetto term, but I'm not gonna call anybody a bitch nigga on here. But usually, when a guy gets like a female and gets gossipy, and this dude did this to me, that girl did this to me, this girl said this. So when men start becoming gossip, you're looked up. Because God didn't go around gossiping about this person said this to me, that person did that to me. He just came to save souls. And when everybody was gossiping about Jesus, that's what they did to Jesus. Jesus is a Bessie bug. Jesus is not a miracle. Jesus is not this, and Jesus is not that. And Satan, that's his job, because he's mad because he was kicked out of heaven. So he uses demon spirits. He's using Facebook. So what people need to do, and this is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going on Facebook anymore. That's why I don't go on Facebook. I just do my videos and you know, person, because that's your opinion and that's the way you want to do things. People just don't know. God works in mysterious ways. He is getting us ready for our enemy. We're supposed to be focusing. Tiario is definitely not an enemy. So don't focus on him. Focus on being saved. You need to be focusing on our enemies that are talking about FEMA camp and talking about we want to go to war with this person or that. Concentrate on looking at that and get yourself ready for the rapture, because it say, I know when I pray for him what I felt, and I be pretty much right when I tell people stuff. I am pretty much right. I have literally told people don't hang around this person, and that person did exactly what I said. So he does have a discernment. He's not going to say everything right, but the bottom line is he's helping souls. He helped me go higher in Christ. So the other stuff in his personal life is not your business. If he doesn't meet with you, he don't kick it with you. Dudes always think somebody got to kick it with them. That's the problem. If he haven't kicked it with you on a friendship, personal late level, that is not your business to go off on him for that. That's childish. And on here, I'm not going to have really a lot of personal relationships with people because I have to do the will of God. So I'm not going to have, of course, when you're really doing the will of God, that's why they said, friends don't treat me like they used to since I laid my burden down. Friends don't treat me like they used to since I laid my burden down. I'm right. You're jealous. When you don't say not one thing good about somebody, like somebody that is judging somebody, when you really you jealous of somebody and it's hateful and envy is so dangerous. Because I listen to people, they don't say not one good thing about him, but they take his messages and they use his messages on you playing both sides of the fence. So you want to say Tiario is not this and Tiario is not that. Okay, and I'm gonna do this. I can do this without cussing because I'm a queen. Okay, so you want to say, because you see it didn't, cussing didn't help because people they still doing it. You see prayer didn't help because they still doing it. See what's going to happen. This is a warning to you. Whoever's doing that, God gonna strike you down. That's why he said I'm gonna speak a curse upon y'all people. He is gonna strike you down. You saying, well, he's arrogant, he's this and that. Okay, that's the problem. He did try to be friends with people, but I'm telling you, that's why I don't do that. I don't do that, the social thing like that, because we have a lot of gang stalkers on Facebook, and we have witchcraft going on. Any type of site, dating sites, anything that's internet, it's all still going to be witchcraft. People, we're going to have people that hate God's people on here. We got people that don't believe in Christ on here. We got people that look at every little thing in detail. No one's perfect. I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how professional you are in your production. Everybody's going to make mistakes, even movies. You see movies, people say, well, I don't like this part about the movie. I don't like that part about that movie. He could have acted better in this part. You don't really know how to act. God didn't even know how to act. It didn't matter what God did. He healed the blind. He healed the sick. He healed the deaf. You know, he healed the lunatics. See, this is what this is. We'll call this the unfriend lunatics, because it's just, it's crazy. It's like, it's really crazy that even on here I can't speak about something because a comment will say you're a false prophet, you don't know that you're called by God, and you're just discussing something. So it's all about when I prayed. You could tell when I prayed, boom, you could see the gang stalkers, you could see the unfriend, the haters, the revenge on a person, the jealous demons. You could see that these people here, they was not in my list of demons, but there is people that create their own demons as well. Because God said, I made men upright, and they decided to seek out evil adventures. So we're going to have, why I'm teaching on here, and this happens in churches too. I've seen this in church. So it doesn't matter which way you go, you're going to have haters. I've seen my pastor have haters. It was at a funeral. He was teaching about homosexuality, and a guy that had the Adam Eve curse jumped up. He had the demon that I covered. He jumped up and tried to attack the pastor. Deacons had to get him. So we're doing. I've been in the public. When you go to when I grew up in church, I seen it all. I seen it all. So That's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to just learn that you're not on here to come on my show and to correct everything because you're not perfect. Because if you was perfect, teach the word and stop talking about the other person. You ever hear somebody say, keep your name out of my mouth"? You hear fights like that. Keep your name out of my mouth. The only name you're really supposed to be putting in your mouth is Jesus Christ. So that person, I would always have that back spiritually. But when it comes to the violence that you're displaying, people saying dick riders, what is this? Gossip beef? I've never heard of that. So now we have game beef. We have rap beef. We're creating a gossip, and you're making Jesus look bad. You're embarrassing Christ. Whenever you keep making videos about somebody because you don't like what they did personally to you, that personal relationship has nothing to do with the person's relationship with Christ. My personal relationship with Christ has nothing to do with what I have on. Because when he saved me, he saved my spirit. Your spirit, when you die, your spirit goes to heaven. So when you get to the throne of God and God say, "Why was you talking about my servant of God? Why was you over there disrespecting my servant of God?" Well, God, he unfriended me on Facebook. Okay, well, I kicked the devil out of heaven. And look what he did. Okay, he's saying I'm just judged wrong. Okay, you can't take over the throne of God. He's the King of Kings, the Lord of Lord. So if he loves Tiario, and that's how he told him to do his messages, and he says, "Okay, I'm testing y'all." That's what I thought it was. I thought it was Tiario secretly, talking to me like, "Oh, but he doesn't do that. See, you don't see Tiario all on my channel going, "I told y'all not to wear weave. I told y'all not to wear makeup. Why you got makeup on?" You don't see him on my channel doing that because he's not about the beef. He is a true man of God because when I pray for him, I couldn't even come out of the prayer. So I'm going to let you know right now. I don't know if you should take those messages down. I don't know if you should redo them, but you should redo them. Redo your messages over. If anybody if a person, you're hindering others from getting saved. So what you're doing, you're worse than Satan. Satan didn't even tell you to do this. Sometimes Satan don't tell y'all to do this. The demons ain't even telling y'all to do that. You creating your own way. The devil didn't come up with ratchet. We came up with these things. The humans come up with things. Everything is not Satan. Quit giving credit to Satan. Quit giving credit to sometimes even God don't have nothing to do with it either. It's you. That's you. Unfriend. The devil didn't come up with Facebook. Some of this stuff is us. Who told you to get on here and make videos like this guy? I was listening to him. I ain't gonna say his name, but he know who I'm talking about. Talking about, yeah, black people don't support businesses, and y'all like Tiara because he's popular. I was listening to him because I was going through my fiery trials, attacked by Satan. So your fiery trials is you're live, but your soul in parts of hell. So you're gonna go through different spirits that will attack you. The genie spirit that's a cartoon character, but he's a real spirit. Okay, so the devil's watching you. The devil's listening. He's gonna go to God and say, "God, can I take that person because they're messing with your servant of God?" And God said, "Okay, not so," because he's like, "Okay, but the person is still using my scripture and stuff." But he gonna give you a chance, and this is a warning. If anybody on here they call them dick riders, which I'm not gonna call you dick riders. And you may say, "Well, Shalisha's a dick rider now." No, he's my mentor. If I'm doing street ministry and I want to know how you do street ministry, and he's helping me go higher in Christ, he's helping me to learn how to rebuke demons, to help people that suffer from cancer, who wants to be healed from being homosexuality, that sees somebody died of AIDS, or sees somebody going through this or that, or in a car accident. And we have so much stuff that's going on, and you too busy worrying about a servant of God, what they're doing, and what they didn't cross the T and they didn't dot the I. That is so childish. I'm not gonna cuss nobody out, but that is childish, and I'm just repeating what people are saying. So with God, that's why I like my comments, because I caught a Facebook gang stalker on here. Just I let the comment through, and YouTube didn't let it through because YouTube knows. So I went ahead and let it through. I just want the people, when I'm speaking about something, I want them to know that I'm speaking the truth. And God wanted me to see the person that left the comment about the blasphemous one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I saw him on the same channel with the other guy with the Q. He's talking about Tiario, and that's your business. They want to talk about TR, but at the end of the day, if you see this video, just go ahead and take it down and just go do this. You could do this, do your video over, but all the information that you mainly got, you got it from Tiario. Cause you named him, so you're not giving him the credit that he's. That's what black people do. That's why I was like, don't change your slave name, cause people still doing the same thing.